coach, Mattias Ribborn, and the topic of today is an act of good. So in this video I will share with you some thoughts on benevolence and the dynamics between resistance and openness. The natural and authentic will to affability. So an act of good. What do I mean about that? What I mean is, think about when you're out in the streets and you see a person in which you feel somewhat sorry for or you feel pity for, and you instantly have this feeling that you could help this person, but you yet not do that. So, for example, when I one day drove home from work, I saw this homeless man. I think he's homeless because I have seen him before. He's an obvious alcoholic. So I saw him in the bus stop, and he hadn't managed to get onto the bus. I think it's because he's drunk or something. But this was a cold winter evening, quite late. And I saw him sitting alone on the bench, no other person around, and he was, as it seemed, sleeping. And I saw him from the car window, and I instantly felt and thought to myself that I will take him home. I will open my door and let him in and drive him wherever he wants to be driven. And in his case, I think it's not a home, it's more like a homeless shelter of some sort. But still, I didn't do that. I just drove past him. But still, I wrestled with myself. I thought, should I turn around the car and pick him up? I didn't do that. Why? Because I got hesitant. My mind came up with all these excuses. Maybe he's smelling bad and my car will stink. Maybe the person have drugs on him, and if the cop would stop us, I maybe get into trouble because he had maybe have drugs on him. And also I felt like I'm going home now because I'm going up quite early the next day. So and everyone knows that a drunk person is not the quickest person. But in other situations, I have acted on my instant feeling of humility. And even if you have this individual thinking that every man for himself, and why should I do this? It's not my responsibility to take care of this person, and maybe this person is dangerous, and the person might not appreciate my act. But it's like when you feel this resistance, but still you know that the act itself is good. You know this intellectually. If you can brush off all the negative thoughts and all the excuses and the ego that wants you to just benefit you and not another person. The ego that says something like, no, this person, he will take your time. You have better things to do. This ego wants you to benefit yourself and not others. But in my experience, even if you do not have this authentic way right now of giving and helping, you will, after a couple of times, this compassion and humility will grow inside of you. And after a while you will actually authentically want to help people that need help from another human being. It can be a conversation with a stranger that you see in the eyes that the person is not right. The person is depressed or lonely or confused. Just a smile can help very much for a person that not so often get a smile. But it's like when you train your body. The body don't just act how you want it to act instantly. And same is for the helping hand for another human being. It's like when you do it, you might not like it at first, and you might be afraid of doing it. That's one aspect of it as well. But when you do it and you go against your excuses, you will be willing to kindly and with humility help and encourage other people that is very, very lonely and don't have any other to make them go forward in life. So when you feel this resistance, you have to go against it and do it and act on it, because you know inside you know, think about it, you feel when it's the right thing to do, and you also feel when it's the wrong thing to do. So some part of you, when you, like when I drove away from that man, I felt like I have given up on a person, even though he's just a stranger. And not, I shouldn't say just. He is a stranger. He was a stranger. But with my help, his evening would have been so much more, and he might felt some kind of hope. And who knows, maybe he freeze to death that day, and I will never know. So when you have this resistance, go against it. It's also when you do something that you shouldn't do. Deep inside you know if it's wrong or right. Because that's your conscience speaking to you. And even if you have excuses and your thoughts and your ego telling you that no, you should do this or that, and this is the right way to do because this benefits me, not even then you feel 100% sure of yourself, because deep inside you feel that you know there was something you should have done. And it hasn't to do with some kind of goodness signaling, to signal that you're a particularly good person or something in that manner. It's an unselfish act, and the act itself is even greater when you have a big resistance, because then you're doing it even though you're really not in the mood to do it. I hope you found any value in this video, and if you did, you can always send me a donation through PayPal, donor box, and also Patreon. And if it happens to be that you have a struggle in your life or just a question to me, you can put it in the comment section or send me an email, and the email you will find in the description below. And as for booking a coaching session with me, you can do that through my website or through my mail, of course. And I will get back to you within 24 hours. And do not forget to like and subscribe, and also click on the notification button. In that way you will never miss a new video from me. And also follow me on Instagram, and the Instagram account has the same name as the YouTube channel. So thank you very much for today. Really appreciate your tuning in, and have a nice day. Bye.